Kanye West is an American rapper, songwriter, record producer, and fashion designer. In the early 2000s, he earned notoriety as a producer for Rockefeller Records. As of November 2022, it is believed that Kanye West's net worth is around $6.6 billion. So how did he make all that money? In this video, we'll be discussing how Kanye West made all his money. Stay tuned till the end because our last point may surprise you. Kanye West was born in Atlanta, Georgia on June 8, 1977 to parents Ray and Donda. Ray, the father of West, was a photographer for an Atlanta weekly journal where he was politically involved before becoming a Christian counselor. His mother, Donda, was an English professor at Chicago State University. His parents split amicably when he was 3 years old. When he composed his first poem at the age of 5, he was already starting to demonstrate that he had musical skill. According to Donda, W began focusing on his musical interest in the 3rd grade. In 7th grade, he began rapping and making music. This artist composed the rap song Green Eggs and Ham at the age of 13. Since infancy, Donda was instrumental in developing his musical abilities. His mother was everything to him. Donda encouraged his career and bolstered his self-confidence. He had time to compose songs, which is Hey Mum and Coldest Winter for his mother. At the age of 13, Donda assisted him in recording his debut album in a filthy basement studio. According to Donda, Kanye was ecstatic with his first album at the moment. After his parents' divorce, West was raised by his mother in a middle-class area on South Side Chicago, Illinois. He got interested in South Side hip-hop and befriended DJ and producer No ID, who became his mentor. He was offered a scholarship to attend the American Academy of Arts in Chicago after graduating from Polaris High School before transferring to Chicago State University to study in music, literature, study, painting. In 1998, Kanye experienced his first major breakthrough. He sold his first track for $8,000 to the rapper Chicago local Gravity. Then he sold beats to Jermaine Dupri for his first album, Life in 1472 for $5,000. A few months after the publication of LP Dupri, he had a song on the album The Movement Must Save by Harlem World Group. According to him, his hectic academic schedule destroyed these musical efforts, and at age 20 he chose to drop out of college and follow his musical ambitions. Kanye West started his career as a producer in the early to mid-1990s, providing tracks mostly for a few budding local acts. In addition, he devised a style including the acceleration of voice samples from vintage soul albums. In one of his earliest formal producing credits, he produced 8 songs for the album Down to Earth at the age of 19, in 1999. West joined forces with GLC, Aerostar, and Timmy G to create Go Getters. After assisting with local artist production for some time, he established his distinctive style, Chipmunk Soul. In 2001, he went to New York. This is when he began producing songs for Jay-Z. West went on to work with talented stars including Ludacris, Alicia Keys, and Beyoncé. Unsatisfied with being a mere producer, he wanted to have his own albums. Through the Wire is a song by Kanye West that describes how he was engaged in an automobile accident that fractured his jaw. Officially released as the first single off his debut album, The College Dropout, the remainder of his first album was composed when he was recovering in Los Angeles. Before its completion, however, the album was leaked online. He then edited and rewrote the song and added heavier percussion, choruses and strings to improve the production. The album that was published in February 2004 became the biggest success and was the source of Kanye West's fame. This made Wah celebrity and broke the gangster rap record for sales with 2,600 million copies sold. It is an album on materialism, racism, high education and religion. Their album reached the number 2 position on the Billboard 200 list. The album was packed by 2 new songs, All Falls Down and Jesus Walks, both of which were certified 3 times platinum and praised by reviewers and fans. College Dropout earned 10 Grammy nominations and 3 prizes simultaneously, including Best Rap Song and Best Album. Shortly after the release of the album, he established his record label, Good Music. Late Registration debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold 860,000 copies. In its first week, it received 3 platinum certifications and 3 Grammy Awards, one of which was for the Best Rap Album. He also won diamonds from Sierra Leone for Best Rap Song and Gold Digger for Best Solo Rap Performance. On September 11, 2007, he released his 3rd studio album. Graduation debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 after selling 957,000 copies in its first week of release. According to the Uprock story, that was the day David killed Goliath. This is due to the fact that on the day of the album's release, Wes outsold 50 Cent's from Southside, Jamaica's Curtis album, which was also released on the same day. According to his own albums, those he has produced for others including classics like As the Blueprint and his Good Music label, West Music Collection is believed to be worth $90 million. In 2019 he was the highest paid individual in hip-hop. And in 2020, the highest paid artist in the world with the $170 million in profits. It is unknown how much he earned from the sales of each of his own albums, but based on the sales numbers he certainly did fairly well. Apart from selling albums, Kanye West also made a fortune through touring. The College Dropout continues to be his best-selling record with over 4 million copies sold worldwide. Later, Kanye published the album Yeezus, and in 2013 he went on tour. This tour was the year's highest grossing, earning him $25 million according to the website UK's In Style. The tour led to a 50% increase in his yearly earnings. The majority of Kanye West's net worth is derived through concert tours. In 2005, West Touch the Sky Tour grossed around $5 million at the box office. Due to the fact that the pop singers retained around 85% of the performance proceeds, this provided West $4,250,000 in tour revenue. In 2008, the Glow in the Dark Tour earned the West $26 million. The Watch the Throne Tour in 2011 added an additional $32 million to Kanye West's net worth. Finally, the 2013 Yeezus Tour earned West $42 million. Another way Kanye West makes his money is through his footwear and high-fashion brand Yeezys. He has created over a dozen massively successful shoe designs for the company's footwear division, which was once a joint venture with Adidas. The first pair of shoes, light brown Yeezy Boost 750s, sold out inside 10 minutes as expenses are deducted from his royalty share, and Adidas develops advertisers and distributes the shoes. He got around 10% of the brand's income via Adidas. The stronger rapper took another significant step in June 2020 when he announced his partnership with retailer Gap to launch a new apparel brand called Yeezy Gap in 2021. The secret to West's riches originates from footwear. Forbes' Jack O'Malley Greenberg remarked in 2019 he was comparing W to Michael Jordan, who built his fame in basketball before establishing a fortune in the 1980s via his namesake partnership with Nike. Yeezy is now a multi-billion-dollar business. Forbes predicted last year that 5 years after the introduction of Yeezy Adidas line, though rapper-turned-designer and the German sportswear giant had their $3 billion earning Jordan empire in their sights in terms of cultural influence and economic power. According to Forbes projections, the Yeezy venture was predicted to surpass $1.5 billion in 2019 according to Bank of America. This number is up 50% from 2018, and as of the summer of 2019, it was still increasing, according to Forbes. New statistics placed the company over that threshold. Bloomberg reported in April 2020 that Bank of America Corp valued the shoe segment of the firm at up to $3 billion last year, with the caveat that this was before the COVID-19 outbreak destroyed the fashion sector. Sophie Alexander and Kim Basin are Bloomberg place West Yeezy partnership with Adidas within the perspective of Adidas's broader portfolio. Bloomberg said, citing Neil Saunders and analysts at the retail research company Global Data Retail that Yeezy is vitally crucial for Adidas. Yeezy has had a halo effect on the shoe manufacturer's other line, adding cultural status and boosting the brand's legitimacy among younger consumers, even if it may be stealing a portion of their revenue. Since then, Bloomberg has published yet another update on Yeezy, this time from UBS Group AG, which has valued Wet Shoe and Clothing Company, including his continuing contract with Adidas AG and upcoming venture with Gap Inc., between $3.2 billion and $4.7 billion. The bank predicted that the new Gap partnership, which will be available in shops this summer, could be valued as much as $970 million. Bloomberg claimed, citing a UBS analyst, that sales for Yeezys added our shoes were strong during the epidemic, climbing 31% to over $1.7 billion in yearly revenue last year and garnering Mr. W $191 million in royalties. Telsey Advisory Group believes that Adidas Yeezy shoes produce around 7% of the company's entire yearly income, or about €1.5 billion. That is $1.47 billion in annual sales. Meanwhile, according to the investment bank and financial services firm's documents, Gap anticipates its Yeezy line to surpass $150 million in revenues in its first full year in 2022 and reach $1 billion by 2023, if everything goes well. Kanye West also makes money through investing and other business ventures. W. County founded the record label and production business Good Music with Sony BMG in 2004. Soon after the release of his first album, The College Dropout, the label's inaugural artists were W., the then unknown Ohio singer John Legend, and the Chicago rapper Common. In August 2008, W announced intentions to establish 10 Fat Burger shops in the Chicago metropolitan region, with the first opening in Orland Park in September 2008. The second site was announced in January 2009, and a third location yet to be disclosed, but the process is nearing completion. On January 5, 2012, West announces foundations of the creative content company, Donda, named after his late mother Donda West. West stated in his announcement that the company would continue where Steve Jobs left off. Donda would operate as a design company that will galvanize amazing thinkers in a creative space to have bounced their dreams and ideas, with the goal of creating products and experiences that people want and can afford. On March 30, 2015, it was reported that West was a co-owner alongside numerous other music artists in the music streaming service Tidal. The service specialized in lossless audios and high-quality music videos. West released the Yeezy Season 2 line on June 6, 2016. The Adidas Yeezy Boost 750 shoes were introduced to shops the next week on June 11. On October 17, 2022, it was reported that West had signed a purchase deal to buy Parler, an alternative technology microblogging service. The transaction is anticipated to conclude in the fourth quarter of 2022. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button.